Hello, what is up, everybody? Can anybody see me or hear me? I am trying to. We're trying to do something a little bit different today.
Right.
Let's see. So, what I'm trying to find out. Okay, so what I'm trying to find out, guys, you see that Magic Leap video that is in the right corner there? Do you hear audio for that Magic Leap?
Oh, shit.
So yeah, you know what I'm gonna do is I think probably a good idea. I should probably not even have audio on this, honestly. I'm gonna just go ahead and shut the audio off for now until I get a better grip on how this all works. Okay, so a few things I gotta mention today is that as you guys may have known, well, yesterday I talked about how there was this concern with the lawnmower, the landscaper people, right, coming over and lawnmowers and all of that. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is the lawnmower people have come and left. So that is really good news. So they have come, they did their business, they're gone. So the lawnmower people are out of the equation. However, I found out this morning, I completely forgot about this. This completely slipped my mind, that my next door neighbor, which is just right on the other side of this door here, that there's a fence right there. My next door neighbor is actually putting in a brand new fence. And there's like 3 guys that are walking around. They were making a ton of noise earlier removing the old fence. Right now it's really quiet because they're doing something else that is not loud. So I'm just going to hope that we can survive this and it's not an issue. You know, but excuse me. But yeah, that is a little bit of a problem with the fence going in there across. Yeah, this stream was not canceled due to the lawnmower man, but it was pretty close. But it might be canceled to the fence making guy. Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to get into on this particular stream is I've been wanting to do a video actually on Magic Leap. And you guys know, I've already done, I had Magic Leap Extravaganza 1, you know, and I had Magic Leap Extravaganza 2. I've done 2 different shows where I talked about Magic Leap for like 40, 50 minutes or whatever. I don't know how long those shows were. They were really long, took forever to edit and all of that. And so I've been very interested in Magic Leap. And then we got all this news with Magic Leap. Oh, I got this fan on. Okay, there we go. Now that might be a little bit better for sound. I had a major fan on right there. That'll actually be good for me to test later and see how loud that is. But I had plans on doing a Magic Leap Extravaganza number 3. In fact, I actually started recording it 2 different times, and I had to abandon the recording because it just got too ridiculously hot, and I just couldn't do it. It just ultimately died out. But I've been wanting to talk about this Magic Leap thing for a while now, and what I'm going to do is I got to get up my little Magic Leap information here. Okay, hold on one second. I do hear some hammering going on outside, so hopefully that won't be too bad. Wow. You know what, guys? My Magic Leap, I had a document that had all this Magic Leap information, and when I try to open it now, it's saying something about this document doesn't exist, which is complete and utter bullshit, because I had like just tons of info there on, I had this whole Magic Leap thing. Let me see if I can try to find it again. See, this type of shit always happens. Nope, it's not there. Okay, let me try this other. got like 3 different areas where there's documents on my computer. It's like OneDrive, this folder, that folder. There's like all these fucking folders. Apparently my Magic Leap info is completely gone. Wow, that fucking sucks. Because I had an entire breakdown of how I was going to cover the Magic Leap. I had a full breakdown. That just is not even cool. Where the fuck did it go? Okay, wait, let me try searching over here. Magic Leap. Not web. I'm not trying to search the web. Oh man, unfortunate problems here, guys. I restarted my computer. I saved all my documents, but now it won't let me open it. Oh man, I'm just gonna have to go off the top of my head, I guess. That's gonna suck. Okay, so anyway, basically on the Magic Leap thing, we found out a number of interesting things last week. And we can get into like the demo being garbage and all of that and the reaction to the demo. But what I wanted to start off with is the first thing that we found out is that Magic Leap is coming this summer. You know, it's shipping this summer. I mean, when they first started the live stream, the guy was sitting there and he had like a retail box of Magic Leap that was leaning up against his chair. And one of the very first things that they talked about was that it was shipping this summer. And so what I was thinking about in regards to this is what exactly is shipping this summer, and what do they mean by summer? So first of all, summer, basically we're in summer right now. It is July 18th. This is summer. Summer technically runs until September 22nd. September 22nd, I believe, is the final day of summer. And if we were to give Magic Leap the benefit of the doubt and say that they have all the way until September 30th, which is the final day of September, they could technically ship Magic Leap 1 Creators Edition on September 30th and still say this is summer. You know, if they ship it on October 1st, no, that does not qualify for summer. And technically, yes, September 22nd is the final day of summer. But the main thing I'm trying to illustrate here is, do you know that September 30th, 2018 is, I believe, less than 80 days away from right now? So that means that Magic Leap 1 Creators Edition is going to be available in the next 80 days. It could come out, you know, a week from now, or it could come out potentially September 30th. Now, if they delay it beyond September 30th, then obviously they are missing their summer window. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, so who is this going to be available to, and how much is this thing going to cost? Can regular, normal, everyday Joe consumers get their hands on this thing? Or is this something where you have to be a vetted developer? Is there going to be an NDA that is still going to come along with this? Some people are saying, oh, there's no way. When Magic Leap ships this summer, all will be revealed. We'll know exactly what the FOV is. We'll know every little detail about it because everybody will have their hands on it. I'm not absolutely positive that that could be the situation. I could conceive of a scenario where when you order Magic Leap, you are signing some kind of NDA that says that you cannot say anything about it until some date in early 2019. I mean, I know that sounds kind of crazy and it's probably not incredibly likely, but I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibilities. So I'm not so sure that we're going to have everything revealed this year. I really feel like Magic Leap 1 Creators Edition this year It really is for developers, and they're shipping in summer, but it's not going to be a situation where you're going to be able to go to the AT&T store in San Francisco or Los Angeles or Chicago, and you're going to be a Joe Blow off the street, and you're going to be like, yeah, give me one of them Magic Leap things. Sure, I'll take one of those. I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, if you look at AT&T, which this is a major piece of news as well that came out last week, Magic Leap does have a deal with AT&T, and in this deal with AT&T, AT&T is going to have demos available for Magic Leap at, I believe, 5 locations. I had notes of everything. I don't understand where my notes went. My notes disappeared into the mist. But I know it was Los Angeles, Chicago, San Francisco, I think maybe Atlanta, and was it New York? There were 5 locations, or maybe it was Boston. It might have been Boston. And so supposedly at these AT&T stores, you're going to be able to go get a demo of Magic Leap. The other rumor that came out when we first heard this, in fact, this is in an Engadget article. I don't know if they've wiped it since then, but they actually had like a headline that said Magic Leap 1 to be sold through AT&T and the price is $500 or something like that. They actually had that in there, that the price is $500. And which people were like, what? $500? Now, of course, the speculation there was, okay, yeah, you got to sign up with AT&T for one of their 5G plans, and you got to sign up for 4 years, and you're locked into a 4-year contract with AT&T as the exclusive wireless provider of Magic Leap. They are the exclusive wireless provider. And so you're going to have to go, sign up a 4-year deal. Maybe you will get it for $500 if you're willing to sign up for a 4-year deal, because you're going to be paying like $135, $145 a month or whatever crazy amount it is for your 5G service that you're getting. So maybe you would get Magic Leap for $500, because my personal opinion on the cost of Magic Leap, I believe the price will be $1,999.99. So I think it's just going to come in a penny shy of $2,000. And so it is conceivable, if you signed up for that length of time, maybe you could actually just pay $500 cash and you sign up to that contract, and then you're locked in with AT&T. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check chat real quick. I have not been checking chat. I got to figure out a way, and I know there's an easy way to do this, but I don't remember how to do it on the fly. But there's a way where I can copy chat and then have it in my OBS and like have it over here on the side and be able to see it. But I don't know how to do that yet. Actually, I'm going to just put chat over here on the side like that. I can see it. Okay. Sound is a bit low. Let me see if I can raise my mic up. I'm trying to raise my mic up now. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the demo we're looking at right now is a fake. Yeah, that's Dr. Groorbort's Invaders. And Weta Workshop is, of course, the developer of that. And this is supposed to be a game that is actually going to be available this year. Okay, demos are in Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. Yeah, so I got it right. I thought, yeah, New York, it was Boston. I'm going to go ahead and switch up this video. So hold on, bear with me for a second, guys. I have to learn how to do this the right way. And I don't know how to do this the right way. Okay, see, look. See, now I have to scale this. So I have to learn how. There's really smooth ways of doing this, and I don't know how to do them yet. So I don't know how to do the smooth ways. But eventually I'll learn how to do the smooth ways. The other thing I have to say too is the video over there, like one of the things that I failed to do, and I apologize to you guys for this requires quite a bit of show prep. What I really needed to do was I just have this one long ass Magic Leap video which runs through their entire deal, and I really needed to have it chopped up into segments so I could like, oh, let's go to this one little segment, let's go to that little segment, let's go to the demo segment. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do that. The other thing I was going to try to do is over here I have the top 200 games all platform, and let me switch this out. What I was going to do is I have different, I need to have it so it cycles through this. Oh, there, cool. You know, the nice thing about that is it popped in, I didn't have to resize it. So I guess if I have everything the exact same size, I won't have to resize it. Yeah, I'm learning in OBS. This is all brand new to me. Charles Van Nolan says, if you're using OBS, I think you can set up scenes ahead of time with different videos and have everything positioned how you want. Yeah, I was watching a video about that last night, actually, and this guy has a really nice video where he's breaking down all these like super fancy things that you can do that make it look super cool. And so I definitely want to do that. But hey, this is day 2. You know, this is day 2 of this live stream. So I think, you know, I should get better as each day goes by. Yeah. If you know what you were last editing your doc with, try right-clicking the app on the start bar and see if it gives you a list of your... Yeah, I did that, Fluke. When I go into... I got an error message. It showed me the document, and then it gave me an error message. It was quite bizarre. It's like it's literally conspiring against me. It's like it doesn't want to let me have my document. But I'm not going to worry about that. I can go off the top of my head because I kind of remember. I'm a hardcore real-time streamer, yeah, and I'm sweating too because when you don't have your shit working the right way, it can really get you flustered. So apologies. But basically, so to get back to where we were here, so they're shipping this summer, and we don't know what the price is. Now, will regular everyday people be able to get it? I don't believe so. See, the way I believe it's going to work is you are going to have to sign up through the Magic Leap Creator Portal. And then what they're going to do is they're going to look at the people that have signed up through the Magic Leap Creator Portal, and I think they're going to vet the people that get their hands on this thing. So I don't believe that there's going to be like 100,000 Magic Leap 1 Creator Editions that are simply going to be available this year. I just don't think that's going to happen. So it's going to be very limited availability, and I don't think somebody like me will be able to buy one. I have not signed up at the Magic Leap Creator Portal because I'm not really a creator. You know, if I were to get it, I would be getting it more for just to see, like, is this thing really legit? And, you know, I'm tempted. I'm still tempted to get it, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about here is, so this AT&T situation, they signed up with Magic Leap. They invested in Magic Leap. And they're going to, the question I had with AT&T is, like, when we first heard that AT&T was going to be the exclusive wireless carrier for Magic Leap, everybody was like, why? What, you know, this is an indoor product. You're using this product indoors. If you're indoors, you're going to have Wi-Fi. What do you need to have, why would you need a wireless plan for Magic Leap? This is an indoor product, and wherever you're using it indoors, you're likely going to have Wi-Fi, so this is not logical. Well, I think there's a couple of reasons here. I think number one, Magic Leap probably wants to figure out a way to get this thing subsidized to a degree so that average kind of people like you and me can actually get our hands on this, and if we do sign up for a contract, we can get this for a relatively decent price. And so I think that was a big part of it. Number two is 5G. I know I joke about 5G all the time, but 5G is going to have some serious ramifications for VR and AR because of the streaming capability of getting so much information into your headset without having to download it and without having to do a regular kind of streaming. And I think that is, for example, we could even be playing games over 5G, kind of like on live style, where the game is being hosted on a server somewhere else. It's being streamed to your AR or VR headset, and you're hitting controls and the controls are being sent back. Now, I know that sounds very sketch. It's kind of like PlayStation Now and On Live, and none of that stuff has ever worked very well. However, this is 5G. This is this new thing, and 5G is supposed to be this revelation and all of this stuff. So that's where AT&T comes in. Now, they did make an investment in Magic Leap. There was a Series D round of funding. There was another company that was also in it as well. It was an Indian company. I had all this stuff on my notes. Sorry, don't have it. But they invested as well. I believe the Series D round of funding was like $963 million, nearly $1 billion in their Series D funding. And so we all saw the demo. I mean, you guys are seeing this video right now with these really simplistic spaceships in somebody's dining room, and it's like, what is AT&T? What is Google? What is Alibaba? What is all the Saudi prince? What is the country of Saudi Arabia? Why is everybody throwing money at Magic Leap if what we see right now on this screen, which looks like, this looks like it's back in the Super Nintendo era. It looks like you're playing Star Fox on Super Nintendo above your dining room table. Is this worth this kind of $1 billion investment? But there's a couple theories that I have in regards to this. And so I'll actually credit my boy Steve of VR Roundtable, because Steve, his theory is that all these companies that are investing in Magic Leap, that it has nothing whatsoever to do with the Magic Leap 1, that it has absolutely nothing to do with Magic Leap 1, and it has everything to do with Magic Leap's core technology that they still have not been able to miniaturize. And so Magic Leap 1 is kind of like a bait and switch. This is according to like Steve and some other people, where they believe that Magic Leap 1 is not why billions are being poured into this company. So you'll look at Magic Leap 1 and you'll be like, this is basically HoloLens. It's basically HoloLens. It's in a different form factor. It is a little bit more sleek, it's got eye tracking. It's got a lot of technology packed into it. But this is essentially HoloLens 2.0. Why are people throwing billions of dollars at HoloLens? And so Steve's argument is they're not. They're throwing the money at Magic Leap's underlining technology that they still haven't been able to miniaturize. And so we can go back to like the whale video and all of that. There's all these different videos. Let me go ahead and switch this video up. It's been on here for a while. And again, I apologize. I should have had like all these different videos. I should have had all these different videos. Oh, that's good. See, I clicked on that video and it just fit the window perfect. I don't know why that works. Now, this video that I'm showing right here, where it shows that little top hat guy under the table, and then now it's showing like the solar system floating in front of a very attractive secretary. Let's not mince words here. But if Magic Leap really looks like that, that is fucking impressive. Now, on the screen, it says shot directly through Magic Leap technology on October 14th, 2015. Now, I think what we're seeing on the screen right now, I think that is their real technology. That is the beast. That is this big giant contraption. That's what, like when they invited Beyonce and people like that, and they had them in at their Florida offices, and they're showing them the real technology of Magic Leap. I think that is what they showed them. They showed them this kind of technology, which they haven't been able to miniaturize this. I mean, you look at that, that looks like a cartoon that is happening in your real life. And what we saw was a freaking rock golem that was about as simple as could possibly be. It was very basic. This looks beautiful. This looks drop dead gorgeous. This was filmed back in 2015, 3 years ago. This was filmed, well, almost 3 years ago, October 14th, 2015. And so I think it's possible that they do have this really high-end technology, which was actually fiber optic projectors, these little tiny fiber optic projectors that were going to shoot light directly into your eyeballs, where it would be like natural light, like it would look like a real freaking thing. That's how they were going to do the whale that jumps up and splashes all over, and the submarine that is floating in the middle of the street, and all of these little magic famous, the famous hands with the little elephant in it. That's how they were going to do all that stuff, is with these fiber optic these little fiber optic projectors. But I think the reality is, hold on a second, I screwed something up. Let me click on this. Okay. I think the reality is maybe they could never miniaturize that. And so that's the problem. They couldn't miniaturize that. And so instead we're getting Magic Leap 1. So, everybody's talking about, why are there so many billions being poured into this company? And it cannot be for just a HoloLens competitor. That is not logical. Although I will say this, like, let's say you really wanted to bet on AR. Let's say you just wanted to bet on AR like nobody's business. Like, you saw an AR demo and you thought, oh my God, AR is going to kill everything. I need to invest as much money in AR as humanly possible. Well, if you wanted to do that right now, how exactly would you do? That's funny. Shirzad Khan City is saying 2015, the girl is a grandma by now. That's hilarious. But basically what I'm saying is, if you wanted to invest in AR, how exactly would you do that? Well, you could buy shares of Microsoft. But if you're buying shares of Microsoft, which I think has actually hit an all-time high recently, by the way, tangentially, but if you buy shares in Microsoft, the HoloLens part of Microsoft is probably a percent of a percent of a percent of overall Microsoft. So you're not really investing in AR in a very serious way, So let me go ahead and switch this little thing up. One sec here. So if you're going to invest in AR, how do you do that? So maybe that's kind of what is going on here, is just people want to invest in AR. And if they buy stock in Microsoft, they're getting such a small percentage of their investment towards AR that they're getting they're getting 100% investment towards AR by getting in on this Magic Leap funding. So, that's a possibility as well. So we really don't know what's going to go on as far as that goes. Okay, so now, so one of the things I wanted to talk about is, let's just go ahead and get into the demo that they did last week, the golem monster and all of that. And I should have that video playing right here. Unfortunately, I don't. I ran out of time. I was going to chop it up and just have that little golem sequence. I could try downloading it somewhere, but I'd have to look for it and all that. And so I don't want to go ahead and do that. But basically, if somebody has a link to that, where it's just the golem by itself, you can post that link in chat, and I might try to just see if I can add that in real quick. I could do that. I'd have to be able to copy the video with 4K downloader real quick and then throw it in here, but I might be able to do that. So if somebody can find me the golem link, the golem video, but just the golem video by itself. I know I should have had all of this stuff in advance. My bad. But let's talk about the demo. Let's talk about that demo they did. And I've been a Magic Leap supporter for a long time now. And the reason why I've been fascinated by Magic Leap is because, see, I've been in this video game thing since the dawn of freaking time, guys. I was around in the Atari 2600 days. I was a little kid with an Atari 2600. So my entire life on planet Earth has been video game system after video game system after video game system, and I've seen the evolution. I've seen the evolution over, just a ton of time. And we went from Atari, and I started with an Atari 2600. We ended up getting an Atari 800 XL computer. Then I got a Nintendo Entertainment System. And then when I could buy my own video game systems, I got a TurboGrafx, I got a Super Nintendo, I got a Sega Genesis, I got a Sega CD. And also the other thing is, I was always the type of guy, I was Mr. Early Adopter. I would get things the day they came out. I was like really crazy. If you think I'm crazy now, oh my God, I was so much more crazy in the late 80s and early 90s, buying every little video game thing that ever come out. Have you guys ever heard of the Panasonic 3DO? The 3DO interactive multiplayer, or whatever the hell they called it. There was this video game system. It came out in October of 1993, and it was $800 in October of 1993, and it only had a couple of games. But chat is blocking web links. Okay. Fluke, if you could you do a PM to my Reddit name, Anth916, and then maybe I could get the link off of that. But basically, the Panasonic 3DO, I did not buy. Yeah, Gex on the 3DO for the win. Gex was awesome on the 3DO. Jay Billions knows what I'm talking about here. So I didn't get a Panasonic 3DO that October. I wasn't that freaking crazy, but a good friend of mine was, and I was at his house in October and November and December of 1993 playing this game called Crash and Burn, which was like a million years more advanced than Super Nintendo or Genesis, which is what everybody else was playing. I bought an Atari Jaguar. I drove to San Francisco to buy an Atari Jaguar in December of 1993 because it was a test market for the Atari Jaguar. I'm a freaking nutcase, okay? I bought the Sega Saturn. You know when Sega Saturn did that surprise launch in May and they kind of like screwed up their whole freaking thing? I bought a Sega Saturn the day it came out because I was randomly in Electronics Boutique the day before, and they had all these Saturn boxes everywhere. Lined up, all these Saturn boxes, and the Electronics Boutique employee was in there. And I was like, dude, what's up with all these Saturn boxes? Isn't this coming like September or something? And he's like, check this out. I can't tell you anything, but I'll tell you this. Come here tomorrow. It'll be worth it. Come here tomorrow. And I didn't know what the dude was talking about. I thought he meant like maybe they'll have a demo of the Saturn, the Sega Saturn. This was in 1995, May of 1995. And he's like, dude, come here tomorrow. Because I used to always go to this Electronics Boutique. And so I came there tomorrow, and they're like, Saturn is available. And I'm like, oh shit, Saturn is surprise launch. It was one of the coolest things ever in video game history to just have a system just bam, just launch out of the blue like that. It was super cool. I didn't have enough money on me. I didn't have a check. I had to go to my ATM and withdraw a bunch of money and then go back to the Electronics Boutique and buy a Sega Saturn. So what I'm trying to say here, what I'm trying to illustrate is I am an absolute nut job. Well, I have been in the past when it comes to all this video game technology. And my Reddit name is Anth916. ANTH 916, capital A. I don't know if you need the capital or not, but capital ANTH 916. I'm gonna go ahead. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm gonna see if I can get onto Reddit and get this link from Fluke, so we can see the crappy Golem video. I do hear some hammering noise outside. I don't know if you guys hear that, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Okay, I'm still waiting for Fluky to... it's Anth916. Not seeing anything in here yet. Okay, well, I'll go back and I'll just check that in a minute. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say here is I've always been into early adopting and into this type of stuff. And the reality is that Magic Leap, when I first heard about Magic Leap, see, I have the history of seeing how everything has developed over all this time. And history repeats itself. It just repeats itself over and over and over again. That's the way history works. You really should listen to your elders because they've seen all this shit happen repeatedly. And nothing really changes. The only thing that really changes is the fact that the surroundings change, the accoutrements change, but everything is really the freaking same. That's the crazy thing about how time passes. But one of the things that I've noticed in the video game industry is like you'll have a number of these video game companies, and then all of a sudden there's a new company that enters the fray, and they now become a mainstream company that enters the fray. For example, in the early days, Sega came out of nowhere and they kind of like shocked Nintendo. And when it was Genesis versus Super Nintendo, Sega really shocked it. Okay. Then you had Sony in 1995. Sony was a developer of video games under Sony ImageSoft. They said, let's make our own system. They came into the game. They shocked it. They came out of nowhere. Microsoft got into the game in 2000, coming out of nowhere with the Xbox and entering into the game, so to speak. And so I really feel like Magic Leap, there has to be some other company. There has to be some other company that comes in and fucking shocks the world, And maybe it's Oculus, with the Rift, or maybe it's HTC Vive with the Vive, or maybe it's Magic Leap, And so that's why I kind of had this hype level for Magic Leap. And when you saw the whale splashing in the gymnasium, and when you saw the submarine floating in midair on a sunny street, and you see this elephant in somebody's hands and all of that, it's like, oh, this is some real next level shit. And at first I didn't believe any of it, but then I started reading about how it's these like fiber optic projectors that's sending light right into your eyeballs. And at that point I was like, okay, well that's actually, that's plausible. It's slightly plausible. Let me go ahead and check and see if I got that. Still don't have a message from Fluke. Oh, now I probably do. Okay, hold on one sec. Yeah, I got it. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on, guys. What I'm going to do is I will copy this, and this is real-time work. Copy this. I throw it into 4K video downloader. I don't know if you guys use that as well. 4K video downloader usually works really well for this type of stuff. I throw it into 4K video downloader. It does its little thing. Okay, and then that's going to put it inside a folder, which I got to get it from that folder and put it into a different folder. So hold on one sec. See, this is where I really need to have another person, because then I could be like, hey, bro, you take over for a second here while I find this video file. It always throws it into my daily... Oh, here it is, Magic Leap. Yeah, Dodge demo. Yeah, so one of the things Roni Abovitz says about this Magic Leap Dodge demo is he says that this is just like a Hello World sample. And so everybody's making way too big of a deal that it's such a simple little Rockman guy, and that this is just a Hello World sample and it's designed for developers, because all of these Magic Leap Twitch live streams, they're designed for developers. They're not designed for us as end-level consumers. And so that's one of the problems that we get into, is we're looking at all of this like it's designed for us. It's not. It's designed for the... Okay, so this one I've got to resize this video. Okay, so real-time resizing. See, these are the kind of tricks I'm going to need to learn, so that, yeah, there's our little Rockman. Aw, he's so cute, isn't he? He's such a cute little guy. And he's just jiggling all over the place. That's what everybody talks about. It's like stuttering and slipping and sliding. You know, a lot of Magic Leap haters are like, it's not even the fact that this rock golem guy isn't very good, but look at him slipping and sliding all over the place. I'm looking at this video right now. I do not see the dude slipping and sliding. Now, what I do see is that these images are slightly transparent. You know, they are not solid. I mean, you can, when the asteroid gets close to you, now he looks pretty solid right there when he's on the couch. I don't really see him slipping around the couch that much. You know, he's waving his arms like, please don't do that to me. And so he's pounding the couch. He gets these little boulders. And so I guess if you get close to him, he freaks out. Then he disappears. Now, one of the limitations that we've heard in regards to Magic Leap, and this is, they talked about this on this Twitch live stream, is if you get too close to anything in Magic Leap, it breaks apart. So one of the things they were talking about is developers, you have to make your stuff where when someone gets really close to it, it like transfers over somewhere else, or it goes somewhere else, because it breaks the illusion. It kills the illusion. Frame rate is low. Maybe I'm one of these Magic Leap haters. That's VR Mania Q. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm looking at the frame rate here. You know, I definitely can see through that asteroid. Like when it flies up in the air, you can see the lights in the kitchen. Now this, see, developer test shot through Magic Leap 1, where those other videos shot through Magic Leap technology. Now this is being shot through Magic Leap 1, so there really could be this divide between the Magic Leap technology that they're still trying to miniaturize and then the Magic Leap technology that they're actually going to come out with. Because the thing is, you can't have a company valued at nearly $7 billion and exist for multiple years on end not having a single product. So they had to get a freaking product out there. And so there is this theory that they scrambled and they said, oh shit, we need a product. We can't miniaturize the beast quite yet. We're going to still work on that in the background, and that's why we're worth $7 billion, because people are seeing the beast and they're freaking blown away that we're basically bringing reality into their world. But in the meanwhile, we've got to sell a product, and we've got to create an ecosystem, and we've got to create a brand and all of that. And so what they did was they got, you know, all their developers together, like a ton of engineers and all these people together, and they said, okay, let's make a HoloLens Me Too version that is pretty freaking good, that can hopefully hold people over a little bit until we can miniaturize our legit fiber optic projectors shooting light into your eye technology. That's the hope. I mean, that's my hope, because then we'll eventually see that whale splashing in the gymnasium. Of course, the problem with that gymnasium picture is you need to show the crowd of like 300 kids in a gymnasium all with Magic Leap goggles on, and they obviously didn't do that. Okay, let's take a look at a few of these. Paradise Decay. You need to look for the cutoff in the corner with the low FOV. Yeah, they do a really good job of hiding the FOV in this video, of not really exposing the FOV. Look in the corner. And then let's see, what else do we have here? AJ Jones is commenting to Paradise Decay. He's saying, yeah, PD, I don't think the first gen will be worth it. Probably talking about the first gen of Magic Leap. Paradise Decay says, when Magic Leap goes live, what's the bet on Tom Cruise being in the launch advertisement? Yeah, Charles Van Nolan, a lot more compute power is required to rasterize to a light field. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know, ultimately, when I first saw this demo video and I saw this little rock golem guy on the carpet like that, when I first saw this, I was definitely disappointed right away, because, I mean, people will say, hey, this is nothing that like Apple's AR kit isn't doing. It's just now this is strapped to your eyes, but this isn't like a $7 billion thing here. Like, what's going on here? And so, yeah, I was disappointed with the rest of you people. But I have to say that I'm not willing to like throw the baby out with the bathwater because, and I had all these quotes from Ronnie Abovitz from his tweets where he was like responding to all the criticism that happened with this. And one of the things Ronnie talked about is he talked about how television, it's like trying to advertise television through the radio. How do you advertise television through the radio? You're just not going to convey that message. You have to have somebody in person try it, otherwise they're not going to understand it. And so I do believe that that is a big part of this. I think if you put the Magic Leap goggles on, and if this is happening in your actual living room, and you see the actual little rock golem guy in your living room throwing rocks at your head, I think it's a much different kind of a situation. Okay, Steven Sales says, Monster gets cut off right after he throws the rock that hits the wall behind the viewer. Okay, let me see if I can try to watch for that part. Monster gets cut off. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I mean, but, so, that's another thing, too, is like, when you get into this technology thing, it's like the most hardcore of us, we're going to notice that shit because what's going to happen is you're going to get Magic Leap 1. And in the beginning, you're going to be like, oh my God, look at this shit. Look at, they're putting a saber-toothed tiger right there on my sofa. Oh my God, that looks so freaking cool. But then what's going to happen is like a month later, that honeymoon effect is going to start to go away. And you're going to give demos to other people and they're going to be like, oh my God. But when you put it on, you're going to be like, yeah, but the damn saber-tooth tiger, as soon as I turn my head, it immediately clips its freaking tail because all I can see. It's like we eventually get into this situation where all we notice is the freaking limitations. It's like with VR, all we notice is this screen door. All we notice is the low resolution. All we notice is that, we're scuba mask, the field of view. And so you do get into this kind of situation. See, I was really I was into home theater stuff in a major way as well, into video games and all this stuff, but also into home theater stuff. And I used to be on the AVS forums all the freaking time, and because I was like into like DVD and Blu-ray and HD TV and widescreen TVs. Like I was also kind of a freak about all that stuff. And that is something that you really get into when you get into that type of thing, is like you'll get the latest LED HDR TV, but you'll notice that, if you look in the bottom third corner of that LED, you'll see this thin green line going across. And when you get hardcore into this stuff, you always notice the faults. It really sucks. It sucks how we notice the faults. It's just the way it goes. But ultimately, what is my final take on Magic Leap? And again, I really apologize for the fact that I do not have my goddamn Magic Leap notes, because I had like detailed freaking notes. I had quotes from all these different people, different Ronnie Abovitz quotes. I had all kinds of shit. And it's all freaking, I don't know what happened. Somebody tried to screw with me. But basically, my final take on Magic Leap, like right here and right now, is this little golem demo does not dissuade me. This does not rain on my parade. Now, does it put my expectations in check to a degree? Yes, it does. But I still believe that there is going to be something really cool about seeing these things in your environment and seeing them in three dimensions. They'll appear to occupy some kind of space. Now, will they jitter around a little bit? Yeah, he's jittering around a little bit, sliding around a little bit. Will it get cut off from your view? Yes. Will you notice some of these problems? Yes. But you also got like all the spatial sound that is going to come along with it that will really draw you into the experience. My biggest worry, I guess, is the honeymoon period. That would be my biggest worry. You throw down $2,000, you get yourself a Magic Leap, and for the first 2 months, it is the best thing since anything, right? But then you get over that honeymoon period, and now it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but, I can play Dr. Gordbort's Invaders. I can watch maybe an NBA game taking place on my countertop. But after that, it kind of all falls away. So, that's my thought on Magic Leap. So, yeah, not a lot of Magic Leap questions in chat. I did do a little post on the Magic Leap subreddit telling people I was going to do this little episode here, and not a ton of Magic Leap talk. So you know what, I'm going to go ahead and switch up. I'm going to switch up to Seeking Dawn real quick. So I'm going to change this video. Thanks Flug for giving me the link to that. So let's go ahead and throw on Seeking Dawn. And this one has... I wonder why some of them need to be resized, some of them don't. Oops. Whatever. I don't know why this... Let's see. I don't like it to be snapped on. Okay. Okay, so Seeking Dawn. I have to admit that I still have barely played Seeking Dawn, although I did try it some more yesterday. See, the first 2 times I've tried Seeking Dawn, the first time I got stuck in the tutorial. I was trying to grab my backpack and do the inventory stuff. It just didn't work. I was just having some kind of technical difficulties. The next time I tried Seeking Dawn, the game just crashed on me. And so last night I was like, you know what? I should try Seeking Dawn again. And that way I can possibly talk about it today and have some thoughts on it today. And so I was able to try Seeking Dawn yesterday. I was just in the very early part of the game. And one of the things I will say about it is, like, if you want this is the closest thing to Halo, okay? It's a poor man's Halo by no mistake. But like, if somebody was like, I wish they had Halo in VR, you could be like, well, you can play Seeking Dawn. It's kind of Halo-ish to a slight degree. So I do feel like there is a slight Halo-ness to Seeking Dawn, very much a poor man's Halo, but there is a little bit of that. It's very dark. Again, I'm playing this game on my 970, and I know that this is a game that would really love a 1080 Ti, and it would love you to have like a really high-end rig. I have the settings really scaled down to the bottom, so it's running. The game is running, but I don't know. I'm not like super blown away with what I've experienced so far with Seeking Dawn, but I'm going to still get at it. I'm going to still play it some more. I think this game, it's not a bad game, but it's kind of being hyped up as like this major release in the month of July. Seeking Dawn is like this big, huge game. I will say this. I think Multiverse Entertainment, I think they did a good job with their marketing, maybe a little bit of guerrilla marketing as well on the various subreddits. And, your commander, Kim Kardashian. Did anybody notice that when you first are going through the tutorial and you first meet your commander and she's standing in front of you and her derriere is like the size of Jupiter? Did anybody else notice that? But yeah, so, it's interesting. I'm going to keep playing it. I'll keep trying to push my way through it. One of the things that Paradise Decay was talking about was Seeking Dawn yesterday. He actually mentioned, that it's like 10 hours of content and all this stuff. But it is this survival game. It's like managing resources and all that. And I kind of spoke to this yesterday with Subnautica, that I just don't think... after a while, you can only play so many survival games. How many freaking survival games can we play simultaneously? Is there anybody out there that's playing like four survival games at the same time? Because I don't know that I could deal with that. But anyway, guys, so I apologize for this stream. I really wanted to have a much better breakdown with Magic Leap 1, but, don't have my comments. So we did talk a little bit about Seeking Dawn here. You know what I could do is I could bounce over to the Vive subreddit real quick. Let me go ahead and bounce over to the Vive subreddit. Normally, I check the Vive subreddit each morning. It's the first place I go to, and I did not check it this morning. So let's go to the Vive subreddit. Let's see what the number one story is on the Vive subreddit. Archangel Hellfire PvP mode is now free to play. Wow, that's interesting. And I think the reason that this has happened is because Skydance Interactive, these guys are pretty legit. And when they made this Hellfire thing for Archangel, they were probably thinking that there was going to be this like ridiculous explosion of people jumping on Archangel and it was going to be hugely popular and stuff. And the problem is the VR market is just a small market right now, and there's so many freaking games out there that even if a developer does something really cool like the Hellfire thing, I don't know how many people are going to notice it and how many people are going to jump on it. And it's kind of unfortunate because Archangel is a damn good game in and of itself. But what they've decided to do is they've decided to make it free, I think, just because they want it to be exposed to as many people as possible. And they want people to realize that this Archangel Hellfire is actually a damn good thing. And so that's probably why they're doing that. Oh, you know, one thing I was going to mention too is I don't know if any of you guys know how to do this. So I know I can put my desktop, I can put a desktop window right here on my OBS. But the problem is it will show my OBS. You know, what I need is it to just show a browser. And I know I can make a little browser window, but then I don't know how to actually control the browser window at the same time. So I have to figure, because I could have a little browser window right underneath where my video screen is that is showing you guys what I'm looking at on. What I need to do is set up a 2-monitor setup and then just have it showing my second monitor. And then on my second monitor, that's where I have the browser, something like that. But let's try to see what else is going on here as far as news stories. Gorn releases next month. Yeah, gorgeous VR adventure Torn. Gorn. I said Gorn. Torn is releasing next month. Yeah, I bet you Gorn really loves the fact that there's a game called Torn to confuse things. Yeah, not much going on in news. Like, you know, let me bounce over to the Oculus subreddit, see what people have going on over here. Archangel PvP now free to play. Sorry, I was about to sneeze there. Okay. First impressions of Transference. Somebody got their hands on that. Yeah. Oh, Nog. Nog came out on PC. I saw that happened. So Nog is currently available. I wonder what the price is for Nog. Nog it's on sale for $9. It's 10% off. Normal price is $10. Nog looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks really colorful. You know, so that is available. That has been released. Reddit on the Oculus is reporting Hellfire has the red shell spyware. What is up with that? Marvel powers, Deadpool gunplay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, not much going on here. I'll check the PSVR subreddit real quick, see if there's any big news that has popped up on the PSVR subreddit. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown can be delayed till 2019. Yeah, we still have not gotten a date for Ace Combat 7, which is kind of amazing. Like, what is taking them so long with that game? Ace Combat 7 may have been delayed till 2019. Yeah. That's pretty much it. So nothing really big going on in the PSVR subreddit. Let me go ahead and check Upload VR real quick. Upload VR. And they have a new game called Neverbound, gravity defying shooter with some awesome ideas. Saints and Sinners coming to VR in 2019 via Archangel Dev. I mean, Skydance Interactive, they are legit, so I am interested in that. New York finally confirmed for Powers United VR. Yeah, Torn releases next month from Aspire. And yeah, not much else going on here. Onward is getting a free weekend this week and a new map. You know, Carnage Chronicles has co-op. I need to get back into that. Carnage Chronicles was an awesome game. There's so many games I really need to get back into. But anyway, guys, yeah, you know what? So I've been running here for about an hour now, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and call it. Again, apologies for the fact that I did not have all my Magic Leap information squared away, and I didn't have my videos dialed in the way I would like to have them dialed in. But you know what? It's all a learning experience, and so hopefully this will get better and better. What I need to do is I need to have all my videos ready to go, like the day before or whatever, and have everything set up so that I can then pop different videos on and do all of that. But anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for this live stream. I definitely appreciate you guys checking me out. And the plan is to continue to do this every day at 10 a.m. You know, maybe I'll get bored of it, or maybe it'll get played out. I don't know. Some days I won't be on here for a long time. Some days I'll be on here for maybe 10, 15 minutes, you know, and I'll just kind of quickly take a look at some of the news stories, or might have a very specific topic to talk about. But other than that, you know, we'll just have to play it by ear. But you know, it's easy for me to do this. It's not very hard. So you know, hopefully it'll get better as time goes on. But anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it. I will see everybody tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Take it easy. Later.